welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. This is a men's channel with men content. If that is something that you enjoy watching, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Now let's get into it, gentlemen. Modern women, black women in particular, in my most humble opinion, these women have absolutely no standards. What they call standards are in actuality demands. And what I'm going to do is try to show you the difference between a standard and a demand. And I want you to think, gentlemen, does anything I say apply to any of the women that you are currently dealing with or any women that you have dealt with in the past? Let's get into it. The definition of a standard is a level of quality or attainment. That's the definition of standard. The definition of the word demand is, it is an insistent request made as if by right. What does it mean by right? A demand, people say what they want when they demand it as if they had a right to it. Like, it is my right to have this. It's my right to do that. Now, women got things misconstrued. When they say, my standard is I want a man that makes over 6 figures a year. That's not a standard. That's a demand. They say these things as if they have a right to it. They say these things as if a man who makes under or right at $50,000 a year is beneath them because they have a right to something better. Even though they may be average themselves, even though they may be making $50,000 annually a year as well. That's an absurd demand, not a standard. Okay? A standard, like a standard of living, a standard of lifestyle, you want to have clothes, you want to have shelter, you want to have food. There's certain things that should be considered to be standards, which are kind of like a necessity or something that you may consider to be a want. These women have outrageous wants. They have very unrealistic demands. And they demand too much of the modern day black man. They demand that a man be a certain height. They demand a man should be over 6 feet or more, 6'3", 6'4". Even though good men come in a variety of different heights, they have a demand that they should have a man at a certain height. They also demand that a man is really good in bed, that he has to be almost like a sexual professional superstar. Even though some men are lacking more than others and some are bigger than others. But they have a demand for perfection in every area of their life. Is it sexually or if it's financially? They demand to have perfection. They demand that a man take care of another man's child. If a woman has children from other relationships or other marriages that ended in divorce, they demand that the man who comes into her life next take over and have nothing to say about it. That he must love these children because she puts her children first. And if you can't deal with that, then I can't be with you. Some of these absurd demands, which they think are standards, are the main reasons why they are single. They are the main reasons why they can't keep a marriage. They are the main reasons why no one wants to fool with them. They demand that you worship them as if they were God themselves. They demand that you forgive them for everything they do to you that hurts you, upsets you, or disrespects you. You just got to accept that. Why? Because they demand it. They demand for you to lose your masculinity. They demand that you allow them to lead. They demand that they become the head of the household. And they demand that you become the follower as she leads you. She demands that you don't complain about her actions. These are very unrealistic demands. These are the burdens that the modern day black woman place on the shoulders of today's black men. These are the reasons why men are deciding to fly overseas to find women who can appreciate them and honor them as the man that they are, because they don't have unrealistic demands. And all of these demands that I'm telling you, gentlemen, all of these are rooted in a lack of humility. They're not humble. They are entitled. These are entitled demands. They demand that you kiss up to them, that you kiss their butts. Even when they dress like whores, and when I say like whores, when they wear clothes that are so tight that you see the panty line, that you can see their womb opening, the vaginal opening. You know what I'm talking about? When you can see that they have nipples with piercings in them. They demand that you show them the same respect that you would show a woman or a lady who doesn't carry themselves that way. Again, a very absurd and very unrealistic demand that a woman places on the shoulders of a black man. They expect you to roll over. They demand that you become a walking mat. They demand that you put their feelings above your own. They demand that you become a simp. They demand that you become a beta male provider. They demand that you follow the lead, like I said before. They demand that you do not question anything that they do, and that's a big one. Today's modern day black woman do not want the black man to question anything that she does, says, or question any place that she goes to. They don't want the modern day black man. They demand him to not tell her to change the friends that she hangs around. Even though when the man can tell that the friends that are in her life are going to be a problem for the relationship. But because we can tell, because we are logical, we are practical. Women are emotional, and sometimes these emotions blind their common sense. They don't have enough sense to realize that the people that they are around are jealous of them. Especially when they get a man of quality, a man who has substance, a man of means, a man that is a mover and a shaker. Their friends, majority of the time, hate on them. They talk about them behind their backs. But the woman today, the modern day black woman, demands that you turn an eye to that you don't pay attention to that, because they know what's best for them. These are my day one friends. These are my best friends. They demand your servitude. They demand that a black man become subservient to them. This is the burdens that the modern day black man is dealing with. They demand that you accept the fact that they don't want to cook in the house. They demand that you accept that they have no domestic skills. These modern day black women don't know how to wash clothes. They don't know how to separate the whites from the colors. They don't know how to change the water from hot to warm to cold. They don't know none of this stuff, but they demand that you accept them for who they are, for how they is. They demand that you accept their ability to be hypocrites. What is a hypocrite? Pretending that you live a certain way, but in actuality your heart not into that. So they want you to be faithful to them, want you to be monogamous to them, want you to be trustworthy and tell them the truth and be faithful to them, while they run the streets and they cheat. While they run the streets and they lie. They demand that you accept that. Now, my channel is designed to tell men of all races, black men in particular, that you don't have to deal with any of these pathetic demands. Now, when you get the opportunity to go to my memberships, I'm going to have some tiers in there, certain categories, and certain exclusive member-only videos that you're going to see, that only for certain members can get access to. And in some of these tiers, the highest, the one that costs the most, I'm going to take consideration to a lot of the topics that a lot of y'all email me about, and I'll try to make a video covering that topic. But you got to become a member for that. We don't know what else to say other than if you found value in this video, if you like what I said, if you see anything I said that's factual and actual and truthful, then do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good day.